Welcome to the Stevia Show. It's the Stevia Show. Helping you expand on what you know. Throw in a meme of the week and a review of the screen. And to have a show that covers everything.
Hey, Team Stevia, and welcome to episode 104 of the Stevia Show.
A talk show podcast that covers pop culture, world news, local artistry, and everything in between.
As always, this is Steven.
And this is Lydia.
And we would like to thank Beach Friends very much for being on the show last time. Hope you all enjoyed them. Me and Charlie became BFFs. That was a lot of fun. It was kind of like Charlie was my Young Halloween for you, because you and Young Halloween were like that. But today we actually have one of our executive producers joining us, and that is going to be Mr. Chris Sharpe. How you doing today, Chris?
Hey, good. Thank you guys very much for, I shouldn't say guys, that's very
it's
not
okay.
PC nowadays. But, thank you all very much for having me on here. This is quite the honor.
Oh,
yeah, of course. Thanks. Anytime.
We're only 45 seconds in and Chris is going to get canceled. So
100%.
Yeah, well, we're actually talking about, I believe, a lot of things that you are interested in today. And then he's also joining us for our bonus episode. And we're really stoked about that. But let's go ahead and get into everybody's favorite meat and potatoes of the show. We are going to start with the meme of the week, and I am the current edgelord for that. So it was actually pretty funny because Daniel originally chose Cody Robinson's meme, but I will attest Cody's honesty is bar none, because he said that was an OC. So Cody gets like +5 good noodle points.
Yeah, he gets some good noodle points, because honestly, if I would have won, I'm not sure if I would have said that it was an OC.
Yeah, so the meme that I have, it's from the show Community, and it's I forget, it's Donald Glover's character walking in with pizza and everything's on fire, and it's the Donald Glover's character I put as the American people, or government giving us $600 to last us the past 9 months because they haven't done anything for us. But then like the fire is like a president that refuses to concede, thousands of people dying every day, limited vaccine availability. They just don't get it. But both parties, they just don't get it. They don't get it. Yeah, they don't get what it's like to work and be out here during this. So that's that. But anyway, so Lydia's media review, you have a dummy thick media review today. So it's
a dummy thick, but it's just basically me rambling.
Okay.
TBH.
Gotcha. Well, we love that. And I think, Chris, are you caught up on this show?
100%.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Because
100%.
Because I haven't even started
goosebumps.
it. Okay.
Hold on. I think I just had a hemorrhage. What?
Yeah, I have not seen The Mandalorian, so
dude,
at all. I'm so bad at this stuff. I mean, for again, anybody who's been a fan of this podcast for probably 3 episodes, you'll eventually figure out that I'm very bad at watching TV and movies. So Lydia, what do you have about the Mando?
And I'm so glad that Chris is here to watch this live, because this is my heartbreak every week, Chris, when I say, oh, this really great thing. And it's like something that's totally like everybody has seen. And then Steven just, no. It's just like, no, every time, every week. No.
That's my sad boy Steven emoji constantly for him.
Always. Always. So this week is The Mandalorian season 2. So I have a few notes here saying this. You probably all thought, oh, Lydia hasn't talked about Mando this season. I wonder if she's watching. The answer is absolutely. I've been watching. Holy guacamole, that finale. No spoilers here per usual, but if you're caught up, you know what I am talking about. Season 2 of The Mandalorian was everything a Star Wars fan wanted and more. The build-up and the action and the new faces. Jon Favreau does it again. If you haven't seen it, Steven, and you like Star Wars, Steven, then you should probably watch it ASAP. Steven.
Okay.
Do you like Star Wars, Steven?
Yeah, I have a Star Wars tattoo. I love Star Wars. Yeah. Just haven't gotten around to seeing. I
wholeheartedly agree with everything Lydia just said. Wholeheartedly.
Chris, that last episode, I cried for like the last 15 minutes.
I had literal goosebumps. My wife and both my kids were just looking at me, and one of them asked, Willow goes, "What's wrong with Daddy?" She goes, he's just nerding out. Yeah. Like, I was screaming. I had literal screams with goosebumps.
Yeah, I couldn't contain all the emotions that I had. So I should probably tell you guys what The Mandalorian is about in case you've never heard of it. Do you live under a rock? After the stories of Jango and Boba Fett, another warrior emerges in the Star Wars universe. The Mandalorian is set after the fall of the Empire and before the emergence of the First Order. We follow the travels of a lone gunfighter in the outer reaches of the galaxy, far from the authority of the New Republic. Basically, he's a space cowboy trying to make the world a better place.
Okay.
Rotten Tomatoes score 94%, which is pretty high for a TV show. My score 100%, and mainly the reason being 16 of the episodes are about 30-minute long episodes, and they're about 100,000 times better than all three of the last Star Wars movies.
Yeah, and that's what I've heard, and that's what I've heard too, because like Rogue One I thought was way better than the new trilogy, like as a whole. Rogue One was fantastic.
One is amazing.
Then Solo was terrible. And then, so the thing that sucks is that The Force Awakens was pretty good. I like The Force Awakens, but then The Last Jedi and The Rise of Skywalker were both just not great in the slightest. So maybe that just like, I don't know, like made me like not too excited about Star Wars, but literally everybody likes The Mandalorian. Like I feel like
amazing.
Like the neckbeard fans, the casual fans, the people who are super into it, like everybody enjoys it. So
the old guys.
Yeah, I'll probably need to. I'll probably need to watch that. Hopefully by, let's see here, what would be a reasonable time frame? Let's say by Valentine's Day. I will have watched the entire Mandalorian, both seasons.
Love that.
Okay.
So I do want to bring up a funny meme I've been seeing after this the season finale this week. It's a twofer. So at the top it's J.J. Abrams and at the bottom it's Jon Favreau. Okay. In the top over J.J. Abrams it says, "We can't please old Star Wars fans and appeal to new Star Wars fans." And then it's Jon Favreau saying, "Hold my beer."
Oh yeah, that one's great.
Yes, that's it. That is it.
Here's a tidbit go ahead, Chris. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, no, you go ahead first and then I can go into my old guy nerd rant.
I was just saying here's a tidbit that I do know, that Jon Favreau is also Happy Hogan in the MCU. He plays that character. So there's something that might surprise people that I know. So I just had to drop that. So
he has deep ties with Disney right now. Really, really deep ties with Disney.
Mm-hmm.
Basically. Yeah.
What I was just going to say is, if you haven't seen The Mandalorian and you are a fan of Star Wars, especially if you haven't watched the Clone Wars TV show, which they just finished up, it ties into that so well. They're bringing a lot of stuff from the books into canon now. They've brought some stuff from the Legends universe, which became Legends, and Disney didn't use them at first. It became canon. Like there's all sorts of goodies from Rebels to the Clone Wars. It's all in there. It's just a phenomenal show. Just so well written.
So well written. And in the fact that they're bringing all of the universes together is like just amazing. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Agree.
And especially with the MCU doing that so well. So hopefully it'll be nice, because also kind of like segueing into what we're talking about next, we have a whole lot of new stuff coming, and I know for sure Lydia is very excited, and there's some stuff in here that I'm super excited about. So let's go ahead and jump into it, Lydia. You're the big Disney fan, so what do we have?
Sure. We've got all the new Disney shows. So not this week, but last week, Disney had their big reveal, their annual, like, this is what's happening, right? And they blew everyone's socks off because they just kept going and going and going. And we were all like, wait, it's still going. So throughout this list, I only did like the things that I know, mainly I'm excited about, but the big popular ones that people will know. And then if you just Google it online, you can find the full-fledged like 100 things they announced. It's literally amazing. So we'll start with Star Wars. So we've got the Obi-Wan Kenobi on Disney Plus, which we've been kind of hearing rumors about, and Ewan's been like kind of showing up a little bit more, and that's when is when when Ewan comes out of the word works, it's like, ooh, is he gonna? So we got Obi-Wan Kenobi, Hayden Christensen will return as Darth Vader, joining Ewan McGregor on Disney Plus, and it's set 10 years after the Revenge of the Sith.
Oh man. So this is going to be like whenever Obi-Wan's in hiding and like, you know, like probably raising Luke and stuff like that. That's going to, I'm a huge Ewan McGregor fan. Not so much Hayden Christensen, but I am very stoked about both of these additions.
It's going to be amazing. Next we have Ahsoka. Wink, wink. A Disney Plus series set within the timeline of The Mandalorian. So if you've watched The Mandalorian or The Clone Wars, you know who Ahsoka is, and you're probably very excited about this. A droid story. I was intrigued by this. It's an animated series promised to introduce a new hero guided by R2-D2 and C-3PO, which I thought was going to be so cute. And then there was like 10 other ones that they announced that I was like, I can't just keep going on and on and on and on. So I just said lots more.
I do want to say the one that I am most excited about, if that's okay with everybody.
Please.
Yeah, so the one that I was most excited about, because one of my favorite things in Star Wars are the space battles, and the fact that Rogue Squadron is getting its own movie. And on top of that, I'm about to say, yep, it is directed by a woman, and especially the woman who does the Wonder Woman franchise. And and I really liked the first Wonder Woman. I haven't seen 84 yet, but I am super stoked on this, and I think it's going to be cool seeing the Rogue Squadron finally like get their own movie. There's going to be lots of like badass space battles, and Patty Jenkins is just going to do, I think is going to do an incredible job with it. So that's the one that I'm most stoked for.
He will be doing justice to it. So little known fact about the Ahsoka character. I don't know if you all knew this. The voice actress who did Ahsoka for the Clone Wars, Ashley Eckstein, I believe, I hope I didn't butcher her name. She actually comes to Tulsa all the time. She has kin that, she has kin that lives here in Tulsa.
Oh, that's cool.
When the Disney store was still around in the mall, you could frequently find her in there.
That's awesome. I bet the cool thing about being a voice actor is that people don't stop and recognize you because you don't see your like if I were to be famous, I would love to be a voice actor because then I would get all the benefits of being famous, but no one would recognize me unless I said just out of nowhere, hey, I'm Stephen English and I voiced this character, you know? So that would be rad.
So with voice actors, the thing is they're becoming the new kind of celebrities now. Like Tara Strong. I guarantee you would recognize her if you saw her because she has done so much. If you don't know who she is, just Google her. She has done so much. Voice actors are kind of the new celebrities right now to me, especially during this pandemic.
Yeah. Well, and the rise of more animated movies, right?
Yes.
I mean, the more the animated movies are, the more voice acting you're gonna hear people and be like, oh, I'm a voice actor, which is super cool. So yeah, big news in the Star Wars universe. Marvel had like 45 things. So I picked the top, like, what is this? 10?
9. Yes.
So WandaVision, which we've been hearing about, they finally put out a full-fledged trailer. It's going to be out on January 15th on Disney Plus, and it's basically Wanda and Vision, which I'm so excited about. I think the twist of how they're going to do it is going to be so good. The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, March 19th, 2021, just next spring, we're going to get the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. So if you haven't seen, I'm not going to ruin it for you, but you should probably watch the Avengers. So Loki, I'm pumped. When they announced Loki, Matt and I were like, what? Loki? Like, oh, so great. And Tom Hiddleston, he is fantastic as Loki. And so I cannot wait for them to pick it up where we last saw Loki, because we don't really know where he went after, I'm trying not to do spoilers, but May. So that's May 2021. Then we've got Hawkeye, we've got Black Widow, we've got the Eternals, Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness movie. So excited. Steven loves Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
Thor, Love and Thunder. Cannot wait. Plus so many more. There's so many more. I mean, there was just like, those were just like the big highlights.
It is ridiculous. Yeah, it is just ridiculous the amount that Disney is pumping into these two franchises alone.
Mm-hmm. It's crazy.
They know where their money makers are, and if you haven't seen any of the lore behind any of these Marvel shows that are coming up, you really need to look into it because they're just so entertaining.
100%. I mean, and they're good for all audiences. I think that's why it makes so much, is because you can literally as a dad loves Marvel, who also his, son and daughter loves Marvel. So it's like a whole family thing. It's awesome. Disney Plus TV shows. Baymax is getting his own TV show. We got Zootopia Plus, Tiana, and Moana. So we've got some strong female leads in Disney Plus TV shows, and then we have cute Baymax and Zootopia, which everybody loves Zootopia. So some Disney Plus shows that we are excited about. Disney movies coming out. Soul, December 25th of this year, which I'm so excited for, and I know I'm just gonna bawl throughout the whole thing. Hocus Pocus 2 has been announced. We have another Indiana Jones, and they said Harrison Ford's going to be in it. So I'm like, okay, Harrison, we love that. Jungle Cruise, my brother is pumped about this one. Jungle Cruise is like his favorite ride at Disney World. So we're excited for Jungle Cruise. Cruella is coming out. Peter Pan and Wendy, which I love. And they announced so many other more Disney movies that were coming out. And I was like, that are new, that aren't even like part of a already franchise, right? So there's so many new ones that they're creating. It was just amazing.
I gotta hand Disney a lot of credit. I mean, being a $1 trillion company, so I mean, of course, like that's something to be expected. But the fact that they are pumping out this much content amid the pandemic, that's pretty. And it's all, it looks like quality stuff too. Hats off to them. That's pretty incredible.
We do love that.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Wasn't Cruella announced as kind of an origin story for her?
I think it is an origin story,
so
and
awesome.
It's played by one of my favorites. Do you know who it is?
I don't remember.
Yes. Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
that's right.
Which Steven loves in the movie where it's sad.
Oh, La La Land. Yes, my favorite movie.
Yes. La La Land.
I love that movie. Cry so hard.
So Emma Stone is great in everything she freaking does. So excited for her to be kind of a little on the edgy side with Cruella.
Yeah.
And then I just had Pixar. So Pixar, they listed 5 or 6 of them, but the big one is Lightyear, where Chris Evans will voice and lead the origin story of the hero that inspired the Toy Story action figure. And I am pumped for this.
The animation on this, just the trailer alone, looks insane. Like the fact that that we have jumped from, like the 1990s Pixar, and even back then in the 1990s, it was extremely innovative. But now it's like, it almost looks like photorealistic. It's incredible. Yeah, absolutely incredible.
Well, and the cool thing about Lightyear too, is it's like movieception, right? It's because they're doing a movie over a movie played by a movie, right? And
right.
Because it's like we met Buzz when he was in the box.
Right.
So this is about the guy that's based off of the guy in the box, right? And so I just love that. I think it's so cool.
A story within a story within a story.
Yeah.
I love it.
And it's cool that Chris Evans is voicing him. I mean, I love Tim Allen as much as the next guy, but could you imagine Tim Allen, being in this movie where it'd be more comedic, I just don't...
and it wouldn't work because Tim Allen is the action figure.
Right,
not
right.
The actual guy.
So everybody, before we move on to the next topic, what are you most excited for out of this whole spread? Like if you only had to pick one, okay. Let's not say you only had to pick one and the rest go away, because that's not fair.
That's mean.
Okay. Well, hang on. If you could pick one that you get to see tomorrow in its full, finished glory, which one would you choose?
Ouch.
Full finished?
Yeah. And then you have to wait for the rest of them to come out.
I would pick... Steven, that's hard.
It's a good
this
question,
is like picking your favorite child. You can't
I
do
know,
that.
right? I think I would pick Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, because I love Doctor Strange and we don't have a lot with him. We have just Doctor Strange 1, and then he's in the Avengers, but he doesn't come until way, way later. So I think if I could watch that one tomorrow, I would in a heartbeat.
Okay. I would choose Rogue Squadron personally.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going with Rogue Squadron also. It's
awesome.
Oh, wow.
Classics, and if we get to meet the people who are in Rogue Squadron, it's the classic characters like Wedge.
Mm-hmm.
If this is the way she's going to go, it's going to be phenomenal. And I just like Patty Jenkins. I love her.
Yeah.
So I think she's going to do it justice.
I think also strategically, in terms of picking which one to watch tomorrow, that one doesn't come out until 2023. So I think it would cut out the most waiting too.
Yeah. That's
and
true.
it's late 2023 too. Yeah. And what I'm stoked about, I'm still stoked to see more on the Batman. I know that's not a Disney franchise.
Right.
But do you remember that the trailer that dropped and like everybody was like, I'm feeling things again, you know?
Yes.
It's just, I'm so stoked for that. And then also just with the Riddler being my favorite comic book villain, I'm super pumped for
amazing.
that. Yeah.
I'm with you there, Steven. I'm exactly with you. It's going to be an interesting take. I had a lot of reservations before the trailer about the shiny vampire, shiny vampire man being Batman, but the trailer made me really pumped.
It's so funny that everybody, it's like when, no offense, Chris, but like it's like a common thing that when people said Robert Pattinson was going to be the Batman, it's like, oh, the Twilight guys. But do we not remember all of the other amazing movies Robert Pattinson has been in and done a phenomenal job? Like, he's an amazing actor, and he has gone 180 degrees from when he was Edward, which, he was very awkward. But to be honest, in the books, Edward's so awkward. Like, he is supposed to be like that.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that I think Robert, I just don't think he gets enough credit for all the great things he's done.
And I think another, not necessarily problem, but another reason why people don't necessarily know Robert Pattinson that well is he stars in a lot of indie movies that don't really get huge theatrical releases.
A little different, you know?
But they're great. I mean, I've always been stoked for Robert Pattinson, but people have reservations about Christian Bale too. And I think as of now, Christian Bale has been the best Batman. Who people should have had reservations about was George Clooney. He was without a doubt the worst.
Oh God, yes.
The worst.
The
Batman.
nipples on the Batman costume are the best.
It's
I will bring it up.
Nip Man, exactly.
Nip Man.
Nip Man.
Nip Man.
But Lydia, no offense taken. I mean, anyone around my age group, I'm a little bit older than you.
I know.
But that's what we remember him from. That's honestly,
so
if you mention his name, that's the only thing we remember him from. Just because.
And I just feel so bad about that, you know?
I mean, he is a phenomenal actor, but that's all we remember. It's because vampires are supposed to be scary, and then he's all shiny and no.
Hopefully this will rewrite his legacy, because he honestly might go down as the best Batman until, of course, the next Robert Pattinson comes out.
I think he might.
Yeah, so I'm super stoked about it. But moving on, the Game Awards was a lot of fun this year. It was socially distanced and stuff like that. So we would like to congratulate, now that they're going to hear this, but the development squad for The Last of Us Part 2 for winning Game of the Year. I personally haven't played it, but our friend Blake Westerby played it, and he really, really enjoyed it. Have either one of you played The Last of Us Part 1 or 2?
Nope.
I have not, but I've watched lots of Twitch streams on it, and the storyline on it, you can't beat it. The game is just amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then kind of to promote our bonus episode, which is about women in gaming, there was a lot of controversy because the lead character was a woman, and
people didn't like it.
Which
you
is
guys
so
remember that?
dumb.
People did not like that when it came out. They were like, "You mean I have to play as a woman?"
Yeah, as if that's a bad thing. So if you all want to hear more about the history of women in gaming, you can subscribe to us on Anchor or Patreon to get access to this bonus episode where Lydia, who is a woman in gaming, and Chris, who actively tries to promote women in gaming, we will be talking about that. But then also, this was a huge announcement with the Super Smash Brothers. Everybody was stoked about this. Sephiroth from Final Fantasy VII was announced as the newest fighter for Super Smash Brothers Ultimate. It was super hype. Especially the part where Sephiroth takes his iconic, sword and like stabs Mario, and he gets him by the overalls. That was pretty good. And
very exciting.
Yeah, and then also we do have Among Us coming to Switch, which I think is probably one of the best platforms to put Among Us on. And have they announced that it was that it's cross-platform?
They did.
Oh, okay. And it's also coming to the Xbox too, which will be exciting. So I think it's
February.
Right. So I think we're just missing it on PlayStation. Is that correct?
Right.
Yep. That is correct.
Gotcha.
And
cool.
Sony is, It might be a while.
It might be a while.
Sony is very picky on who they cross-platform with. It's crazy. They're always the last ones to want to cross-platform with any other console, which is the craziest thing. But
the past year, we have seen a lot of innovations in the gaming industry, especially with cross-platforming. Like, I think they made how many billion over the pandemic, the gaming industry alone.
Oh God.
So I think they're kind of opening up a lot more.
Yeah. But Sony is always the last still.
Oh, they're stingy.
I mean, cross-platform, I think, is one of the coolest things. Like, could you imagine as a kid, like Lydia was a PlayStation person. I personally was on Team Nintendo. And Chris, I think you've been PC pretty much your whole life, right?
Right.
Yeah. So, like, could you imagine back in 2004 saying, hey, at some point in the future, the three of you will be able to play together, regardless of what you have. Cool. It's so rad.
Unheard of. That was unheard of.
Yeah, which is super rad. And then next up, another really cool thing, Biden officially becomes the president-elect. So the Electoral College met last week and officially certified President-elect Joe Biden. President-elect Biden and Vice President-elect Harris amassed 306 electoral votes compared to President Trump's 232. So in Trump's own words from 2016, Biden won this election by an electoral, quote, landslide, though President Trump still refuses to concede the election. So Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell of Kentucky finally acknowledged President-elect Biden's victory last week in the Senate. He also expressed congratulations to Vice President-elect Harris for being the first woman elected to this position, and she will be, of course, the highest ranking woman ever in the history of our country.
Yep.
Yeah. So,
time.
Yeah. So how do you all feel about the upcoming Biden administration? I mean, I know obviously that we're stoked because it's not what we've been dealing with the past 4 years, but I think his cabinet he's putting together is pretty good.
I'm excited. They just talked, Kamala just came on and talked about the environmental stuff that they're about to do. And I'm very excited for that. Cause that was one of my big hopes was they were going to try to get back into the Paris Accords and like get us all back to going green again and being a little bit better and not just about the money. So
I'm super excited about it just because it's a 180 from the direction this country has been taking. Mm-hmm. The current president is not a president who represents my family or my ideals. So of course I'm really excited about that. And he's picking, I think, the right people for the right positions. Like for the first time in 245 years, we're going to have a secretary of the, was it the Interior, I believe, who's actually Native American.
Yes.
Who's in charge of Native Americans, which is, just unheard of. We're not going to have someone who doesn't know what's going on in charge.
Right. We love that.
Absolutely. And then I know, Lydia, you're very stoked for Mayor
Pete. I knew it.
Well, awesome. now Secretary, Secretary-elect or whatever, Secretary-designee Pete. Yeah, Secretary Mayor Pete. I like that. And he will be leading the Department of Transportation.
Which I'm excited about because, South Bend used to be like kind of a dying town. And when he became mayor, he fixed their busing and things like that. And so I feel like he kind of has a passion for it, and maybe we'll see some more trains and things like that for us. Cause I would love to see just a mass railroad system throughout the country. I would love that.
Lydia, I know this is not the first time that we've talked about a high-speed rail system. I think earlier I said, quote, tax the hell out of me for that. And I still stand by that. Like, I want my tax dollars, going towards something that I will actually use and benefit from. And also it's exciting because I was getting kind of bummed out at first because he was choosing a lot of like Obama people, which that's fine. But he did promise not Obama Part 3, and now I think he's finally starting to make picks that Obama would not have chose. So I think he's finally starting to like do his own thing, which is very exciting. I am excited to see who he chooses for Labor Secretary because I know Bernie Sanders is in contention for that. So I think that would be pretty cool. So I'm sure we will be hearing more in the upcoming weeks about who President-elect Biden is choosing.
Mm-hmm. He is playing the game though. It's you reward in politics the people who are loyal to you.
Of course.
He's doing exactly what a politician would do.
Yeah.
I do think he started with the people that have been loyal and now he's like trickling down like, okay, now I know that I made promises, right? So that's when he said Mayor Pete. I think that was one of those things. Remember, we talked about this a while ago, Stephen, when Mayor Pete conceded and said, vote Biden. We were like, there's something behind there. Right. Same with E. Warren. Same with Bernie. Like, right. Now I think we're getting to the okay, we shook hands on this, where you want to be kind of thing.
Yeah, and exactly. I'll be happy, even if Bernie doesn't get labor secretary, as long as a progressive gets in his cabinet, like whether that's AOC, whether that's Elizabeth Warren, whether that's Bernie Sanders, I will be satisfied. Right. Because then I think he will have honored the promises to people like you, Lydia, who supported Mayor Pete, to people like me who supported Bernie. And this is kind of like what we talked about with President of the Young Democrats, Joshua Harris Till. And he said Biden, like what Chris said, is really good at that coalition building. So I think we are going to see more of that, which we are excited about.
Very much so.
Absolutely. So what do we have next, Lydia?
Oh, you know what we didn't talk about? Old man Barr quit.
Oh, yeah. Or he resigned, or he got squeezed out. Something, yeah.
Something happened.
I wonder if everybody's favorite good old Rudolph Giuliani is going to get that position for like 2 weeks and then call it a day.
I don't even, they probably won't even fill it.
Yeah.
Surely.
They won't officially fill it. I believe his deputy took it.
I think so.
To it. But I was just telling Tasha, how did speaking of Rudy, how did the hero of 9/11
right? How did we
become
this?
Right, I know that's and all we could think of is 2020
money. I mean, it's just money. How does Rudy? Yeah, it makes me mad when I talk about it because it's like. He was the guy. I mean, he was the guy. And then all this, now he's like the scum of the earth. Right?
Yeah, because just like what, last month or 2 months ago, he got caught, fondling himself in Borat 2. And it's like, how do you, not fix 9/11? How do you lead through 9/11? How do you take down the mob? How are you a mayor of, the biggest city in the United States? And then in just 6 months, just entirely annihilate your career,
And leak hair dye.
Yeah, and leak hair dye. Yeah, absolutely.
He had to have gotten paid some good bucks.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I don't know how much money it would take for me to ruin everything in my life in the course of 6 months, but it would take a whole lot. It would take a whole lot.
It would take a lot.
Absolutely.
I think so too. So next up on the docket is something awesome, and who knew that this shouldn't have already been happening. New York bans the display of Confederate flags and other hate symbols on state grounds. The state of New York will no longer sell or display anything considered a symbol of hate, according to a bill that just signed into law. Governor Andrew Cuomo, which I think should run for president, signed the bill, which goes into effect immediately on Tuesday. The term symbols of hate shall include, but not limit to, symbols of white supremacy, neo-Nazi ideology, or the battle flag of the Confederacy. So, GG's New York, the rest of the country should be like you, because who knew that wasn't already a thing?
Yeah.
It's the craziest thing to me that it did, like, what? Huh?
Yeah, and then next up, this is kind of silly too. So what do we have with this, Lydia?
Oh yeah, wanted to add this into this because we have like an episode where we talked about this for 15 minutes because stupid. The United States Space Force now will call themselves Guardians. Yeah. So if we didn't think they were already trying to copy movies, we definitely think so now.
Yeah.
Like what?
Well, because their logo is basically the Star Trek logo, yes. And then now they're Guardians, whether it's of the galaxy or like Halo Guardians or or whatever. It's just so
we could go a million miles with this one, but I'm pretty sure it's of the galaxy because United States Space Force, like that's what they want to be, is the Guardians of the Galaxy. Right. Clearly.
Well, I'm pretty sure that they're gonna call their commander the Star-Lord.
Oh no.
Would that not
no,
be the
they're
greatest?
not. No, totally not.
Yeah. That would be so funny.
Or Fleet Command, or
Fleet Commander.
Yeah.
I would be dead if that was
the way they
real.
salute. They just tell each other, "I am Groot."
Right. Yeah.
And they walk around like
they go like this. I am Groot. Yeah. That would be so dumb if they do the live long and prosper and then do the I am Groot or something like that, or may the force be with you or something like that.
Yeah.
Gosh.
So this tells me one of two things. One, Donald Trump knew and Pence knew that they were probably not going to leave the office with a great legacy. So they tried to create the United States Space Force and call themselves Guardians. Or two, there's actually a giant alien species that's going to attack us and we need the Space Force, but we don't even have spaceships that can fight with lasers like Star Wars. So I'm confused as to what even this Space Force is going to do if they can't even battle on their rocket ship.
Well, speaking of, did you see that person from Israel who used to like lead their space task force or whatever? He doesn't have a Wikipedia page, so I don't know how exactly credible it is. If you're a government official and you don't have a Wikipedia page, I don't know how much I'm feeling.
A little scandalous.
But they did say that there is an existence of a galactic federation.
That's what they said. But it's weird that they use the term galactic federation.
Right. Like that's already a thing, you know?
Right.
Right. So, I mean, I don't know, Chris, how much stock do you put into this? Like, do you think that this is real or?
I think it would be very, very, what's the verbiage I'm looking for? If we as humans thought we were the only form of life in the universe, I think that's just asinine.
That's silly.
Right. And I agree. But are they coming after us that we need a Space Force? That is the question.
We're finding monoliths everywhere. Why not?
Okay, that is kind of crazy. Why did we not put that on there?
Why not? I mean, you see the new one just popped up this week?
Yes.
Yeah. Honestly, I think the monoliths are some company advertising something. Like, I just want to skip to the part where the monoliths spell out "drink Pepsi," LOL, just so we can get
don't
over
ruin
it.
this for me.
Yeah.
Don't ruin this for me.
I'm just saying, weirder things have happened.
But they're popping up, and then they are
disappearing.
Gone.
Yeah,
gone.
They
don't spell anything.
No, I know. Oh, go ahead, Chris.
I would say I completely think that there is some form of life out there that's watching us.
Yeah.
You know, without being a weird conspiracy like Dale Gribble from King of the Hill.
Right.
Conspiracy guy. Like pocket sand. But no, there's
pocket
sand. But I think that someone or something is watching us. You know, the thing that didn't hit the big news, I believe you all hit on it one episode too, was how the Navy, or was it the Pentagon, someone said there is UFOs. We have seen UFOs out there. And it didn't make the news because everything else was eclipsing it at that point.
Right.
Eclipsing, more space references. Yeah, absolutely.
Thank
you. You're welcome. You're welcome.
That was good.
Yeah.
We love that.
But I mean, I don't know. I'm going to go ahead and predict it now that the monoliths are IHOP's newest thing, because the IHOB thing didn't work well. If we remember that, whenever they tried to, sell their burgers. So I bet this is the IHOM, the International House of Monoliths, and they're going to probably give out free pancakes or something. That's
I'm gonna stay on the Chris and hope that it's aliens.
Oh,
that's what I'm kind of hoping.
Gotcha. Well, we'll have to wait and see.
But all I'm saying is the United States Space Force can't even do a job because we don't have like actual spaceships that would even like. We can't even like shoot in space, right?
Yeah.
We don't know how to do that.
Basically, the Space Force would just
like
be
the only thing we're good for right now is we can bring people up to space. They hang out in the little, what's it called?
The
Why
ISS.
can't I think of it?
Yeah.
Yes, the ISS, and then they come back down. Like it's a one way. There's no this way. It's this way.
We haven't even been back to the moon.
We barely started going back up into space again after the government scrapped the program.
Right.
We've just barely, and that's because of Elon Musk.
Right.
So why is all my tax dollars going to the Space Force right now when the Space Force is doing nothing?
Damn it. I want high-speed rail and healthcare. That is all we want. That's all we want.
All we want.
Amen.
High-speed rail and healthcare.
Right. We don't need a Space Force. I mean, really, if this Galactic Federation exists, let's be honest, Earth would be toast. Like, they would kick our ass 100%.
Right. We wouldn't even have, we would have no chance. Might as well just have healthcare because we have no chance right now.
Well, let's just go with that. Let's do a campaign we'll combine them into high-speed healthcare.
Oh, I love that. Warp speed, but for healthcare.
For healthcare.
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah.
Why not?
Absolutely. I mean, really, at this point, the Space Force might as well just be, we launched 20 Oklahomans up in space, like with a dumpster or something, and they all like blast their shotguns, at the aliens and stuff like that.
Yeah. Oh, no. They would just, if it's 20 Oklahomans, they'd just be spreading COVID.
Oh, true.
Yeah. Easy.
But Governor Stitt had the day of fasting and prayer, Chris. I thought that fixed everything.
Come on now.
And I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. I happened to have
it.
a big bowl of soup that day.
Yeah.
Just for him.
I think we had chili that night, and it was delicious.
Delicious.
I think I had Buffalo Wild Wings, and then I was like, oh yeah, it's supposed to be fast.
Fast for COVID.
Lols.
Yeah, whatever.
Speaking of COVID, Steven.
Yeah, we're doing, man, we have gotten really good at the segue game. So the COVID-19 vaccine did launch, and the vaccine is being administered to thousands across the country. Frontline workers and those who are at risk are being vaccinated first. I do want to give a rare shout out to Vice President Mike Pence, who received the vaccination publicly. I think that was a really good move for PR. And also former presidents Clinton, Bush, and Obama are all going to take the vaccine publicly too, in hope of alleviating fears among some citizens. Now, will this work? Probably not, but I do want to at least applaud them for trying.
Exactly. Can we talk about the most important person who announced the vaccine this week too?
Oh, who's that?
Dr. Fauci, saying he gave the vaccine to Santa Claus.
Ah, okay.
That is good for those of us with kids who have fears about this whole virus. It's easier to explain to them that he gave it to Santa Claus so there will be a Christmas.
Right. That's really smart.
That.
So we've heard Grandma got ran over by a reindeer, but now we have Fauci vaccinate Santa Claus, and I like that a lot better. Yeah, I like that a whole lot better.
And like I said before, whenever I would get it as soon as Fauci said that it was good, and now Fauci says it, so I'm like, all right,
on board.
Whenever I can get it, I'm on board. The other thing, though, I do want to point out as devil's advocate is that it is only in America where the people at the top who said that the coronavirus was fake were the ones to first receive the vaccine.
Yeah, and I will say, Joe Taggart in the Discord, or Professor Joe J Tag, however we want to address him.
Professor Joe.
Yeah, he made a very good point. I think that the politicians who have literally done jack shit for us this whole entire time, they should be the last to get it. We should get it first.
100%.
Inhofe, yeah. Kevin
yeah, but
Hearn,
guess what? Inhofe is going to be the first one. He's 90 years old, 88.
Oh my God, yes,
I think they did go get it. I think they got it.
And it's just,
to
me, that's unfair.
Yeah,
I mean, that is the epitome of what America is.
Right.
Exactly.
These people who are saying, hey, here's $1,200 to last you 9 months, who have no idea what working is like. If they literally think $1,200 will last you for months, that's absolutely not.
$200 is my rent.
Right.
Like for 1 month.
Right. And then,
and
then honestly, the $600, like, that's insulting. I mean, especially for
it's just a slap in the face.
Right. It might as well be a company pizza party to boost morale at this point. It is so stupid. And
it's like, don't even give us any money because I know that's really shitty. That's really shitty for me to say, but like $600 is not going to help the single mom who has 3 kids and lost her job. Like that's not going to help her.
That's the thing, Lydia. It's not shitty for you to say when it's reality. That is like you two are both saying it's a slap in the face to every hardworking American right now. The cost of groceries has gone up. Everything's gone up.
Right.
Everything.
And for the people in Washington who don't know, who's been keeping the economy running? Us, people who are working every single day, and we are in constant fear of our jobs being lost. Thankfully, Lydia and I and you, Chris, we haven't lost our jobs, but that's at least been, I guarantee you, a fear of ours at some point during this pandemic. And then thousands of Americans have lost their jobs, which is absolutely unfortunate. And then the government's like, oh, lol, okay, here's $1,200 for 1 month, and then 9 months later, here's $600. Like, you couldn't even, not 9 months, like that's the amount of time it takes to, a pregnant woman to deliver a baby. $600 isn't even enough to get through that. Like just a pregnancy. And it's just
because it costs $36,000.
Right. Which is absolutely ridiculous. And then of course these people like Pelosi, these people like Mitch McConnell, like the corporate Democrats and the Republicans who do not give 2 shits about us are going to be the ones who are going to get it first. And that is so pathetic in my opinion.
Yeah. I mean, their deal is just all about like random I mean, it's
right.
The coronavirus deal that they make in the name of COVID-19 to help the American people there's nothing about the American people that it helps. It only helps their agendas.
Right. And their sponsors.
And I literally have no idea how that works. Like how did we get here? Where
they
make the rules, right?
They make the rules. They make the rules.
It's crazy.
It's absolutely
shitty.
It's absolutely shitty. Now we can sit here and talk about this all we want, but we do have some congratulations to make. So in Stevia League news, probably to the surprise of no one, the Winford Cod squad has won the Call of Duty tournament. They amassed 100 points and even got a Warzone win. So Lydia,
which is amazing.
It was amazing. Yeah. I remember whenever Alexis and I, we were calling essentially the match. And then we were like, they won. Like we were like so excited about it. So Lydia, how cool is it that you got to win this, not only as you, but also with your family?
Oh, it's so fun. My dad and my brother, we love playing. Like we play all the time. And so to be able to just win a little tournament for Stevia League with them, it was fun. And my dad loved it. And we got 100 points and we won an actual game. So that was like, it's hard to win typically when you're just playing like 3 and everybody else is
you
threes.
Were a person
but
down.
We were in, and we were in 4s. And so to win in 4s with the fam was awesome. So it was fun to play. And the other competitors, they brought their A games though. Like the points were pretty close there until we got a W, because that boosted us up a lot. So that was awesome.
Yeah.
To be fair though, Lydia, you are stinking amazing at these kind of games. Like it's like I've been playing the new Cold War. Mm-hmm. And I'm still aiming down the sights when I get shot in the head. I'm like, that could have been Lydia right there, because Lydia I've just watched you just pop those things off just so quick. You're just so good at those games.
Oh, thank you. And I've played for a while.
Well, you're great, and you can tell your dad that you're glad that he remembered paying for college. Well, Garz, I told you, Steven, he is the Gene from Bob's Burgers of games for me.
I remember paying for college. I know I did. Oh, I love it.
That's my favorite line.
Because Logan was making some dumb decisions or whatever, and he's like, I know
I paid for college. He didn't do math right. He was an idiot and didn't finish the thing to do the math to pick us up, and then he just So my dad, he's funny. He listens. So hi, Dad.
He's amazing. Your whole family's. I love watching you guys play, you three. It's just fun. You're just good people.
Yeah.
Thank you.
People to watch.
The Winford fam is good people. Absolutely. And then in Stevia League, so Stevia League does continue tonight. We are doing the whole Pokemon tournament tonight, Monday night on STVN, Steven's Transmitted Virtual Network. So you can join us on Twitch as 5 competitors, including myself and Lydia, battle out to become Stevia League champion in our last tournament of the year. So be sure to check out twitch.tv/STVN92 and twitch.tv/lidwins to see all of our streams, because we've moved to Twitch and we love it on Twitch. It's so much better.
Make sure you guys subscribe to both of them too, so you know when they go live, because it is a hoot to watch. It really is.
Yeah. And honestly, I think the coolest thing about going to Twitch is that we each have our own independent channels, so we can like make it however we want, but we're still doing it for the Stevia show, which is cool. Right. So Lydia and I get to like sprinkle in our personalities and stuff like that. It's neat. Yeah. So
it is fun.
That's rad.
It's just fun to watch.
Well, thanks, Chris. We appreciate that. And of course, thank you for all the support you've given us over the past few months. And partly because of your support, we now have essentially,
Chris, dang it.
Yeah, we have essentially bitten ourselves in the ass with this one. So as we mentioned in the announcement last week, we did hit 1,000 likes on Facebook. So we are very happy, of course. Don't get us wrong. We are very happy about the support.
Very happy.
But unfortunately, we are people of our word.
Sadly.
And Lydia, what are we doing?
And I don't even know how this happened. I think Steven was streaming and it came out of his mouth, and then it like became a meme, and then now it's a thing. So now we have to do 24 hours of streams.
I am going to blame it on Sierra and Kristen because I said it. sarcastically. I was sarcastic about it.
See, we can't be sarcastic here, Steven.
That is what happened, wasn't it?
Yeah, and then Kristen and Sierra were like 24-hour stream. I'll bring the sandwiches. So Kristen and Sierra, we know Kristen. I think Kristen said coffee, and Sierra said no. Kaylee said coffee, and Sierra said sandwiches. So we are going to for sure redeem those.
I'm redeeming those.
Yeah, because I'm
going to redeem mine at 2 a.m.
Oh, you should.
When I have to play games.
Can I suggest a game for you guys to play?
Sure.
If you haven't, because I've actually got, I may or may not be using my work computer for it. I check to see if it'll run it. Phasmophobia. My buddy is a streamer. He is a streamer, and on Twitch, and Gamer K-Sig. He's awesome. But they play that game a lot, and it literally will scare the pee out of you.
I just don't know. I don't really play a lot of scary. I love a good scary movie, but I don't know how I feel about scary games.
It's a lot of fun. If you just go watch it, it's $13 right now too, I think.
Okay.
On Steam, but
scary.
It kind of is, but the graphics are so bad on it at some point because it's still in beta. So when you're trying to, you can juggle stuff, you can throw stuff when you die. It just looks so bad sometimes, but it is so much fun to watch.
Okay, I'll need to do some research on it because I really like horror games.
These zombies look so scary. Oh, I don't know if I can do it.
Yeah, so I might look into playing that because I think I have Breath of the Wild on there twice.
Chris wants me to play this game because he knows I'm gonna be like the whole time when they're like jumping out at me. I'm gonna pee my pants. That's why he wants me to play this game. I know it's okay.
You are so calm and composed when you play like Escape and Call of Duty, but then like Fall Guys, you rage. I've never seen you rage except for Fall Guys. And then this one, I have a feeling you'll get really emotional. So I mean, yes, it's kind of a double-sided coin, but it is a fun game.
I'm okay with it. Okay, we'll look it up.
Yeah, because we have today's Monday, so we have 2 days until the 24-hour stream. So Lydia, what is our schedule breakdown that we have?
Oh God, I didn't even bring it up. So we start on the 23rd. Which is Wednesday, with Steven at 7 p.m. We are going to play a game together. Is that what we decided?
Oh, no, we're doing Tears for Peers together.
Oh, no, Tears for Peers. Yep. Okay, now I have it up. So we have Tears for Peers at 7 o'clock. Steven and I. Steven, did we decide what we're tiering? Is it Disney movies?
Let's do Disney movies. I was going to let you pick. So if you want to do Disney and Pixar, we will take suggestions from everybody, and we will tier some Disney movies. But we have to be critical. We can't give all of them S tiers.
Fine.
Okay, we have to be honest, but we can't be overly critical. Okay, pinky promise?
Okay, I pinky promise.
Okay, boom, got it.
Then after I am done with Steven at 7 p.m., Steven's going to continue and play Fall Guys. I'm sure he's going to have a squad with that. 11 p.m., then he's going to go through until 1 a.m. with the local music showcase with Starcatcher Magazine, and he's going to play Breath of the Wild while that is happening. And he
will be napping during
and
this.
I'm going to be napping during that because at 1 a.m. I'm showing up and probably going to start with Escape from Tarkov, and then I haven't decided on if I'm going to change games or what the status is on that. I might be playing Phasmophobia. I don't know. Then we go to Steven at 7 a.m. For Tears for Peers with the Sad Boys.
Yes.
I'm impressed that you got the Sad Boys to join you at 7 a.m.
No, I literally said you all wanted the 24-hour stream. Now it's time to pay the price. That's literally what I told them. And we are going to be tiering your favorite emo and pop punk bands.
Love that.
Because what else are the Sad Boys going to tier? So,
of course, that makes sense.
And our producer Sam Smith is going to be joining us too for that one. So the Sam Boys,
the Sam Boys,
we're gonna get sunned.
Then 9 a.m. Steven's gonna play Breath of the Wild, and then 11 a.m. he's doing Tears for Peers with Cody and Joe. Do you know what you're tiering for that one?
We are tiering Pokemon based off of how we would like based off of if we would eat them. So Pokemon in terms of like how delicious they look.
Amazing.
Right. So
did this stem from my Pokemon cereal?
It may have, I think, because I think this was Joe and Archmaester Robinson asked Stevia sound off. How do you feel about eating Pokemon? So I do think that this stemmed out from the cereal.
We love that.
Yeah.
Cereal's pretty good
and
too.
Corn Pops, right?
Corn Pops suck.
Corn
That's it. F tier cereal, easy.
F tier.
I think Matt and I both gave Corn Pops an F, and then Chris's wife Tasha was apparently pissed at it because she loves Corn Pops.
She loves Corn Pops.
They're not that great.
What a weird cereal to love.
Yeah, I don't know, but I think Matt and I both gave Raisin Bran Crunch S tier, but Matt and I are both
Matt
old.
loves
I
Raisin
love
Bran.
Raisin Bran Crunch. It's so good.
It's the weirdest thing. I don't like it.
Probably because we're old. Probably because we're old and you're still youthful and full of energy and life, and Matt and I are basically dead at this point.
Yeah, basically. Even though I'm older than Matt, but that's fine.
Yeah, hey, no worries. It counts.
Speak of the devil. He just walked in the door.
Nice.
And then on 12/24 at 1 p.m. after Steven's Tears for Peers, he's throwing it back to me, which I'm gonna play Call of Duty with Logan and Dad, and then I think I'm gonna play Call of Duty with the girls. So
perfect.
I think Call of Duty. So I think that's what the stream is gonna look like. We will post this. We have our Twitch channels at the top of this little thing that I made. So we'll post this along with the episode today.
Absolutely. Cool deal. So next up, we do have Stevia Sound Off, which is a section where Team Stevia sends us questions and takes, good or bad, we don't care. And as long as they're within reason, everyone on the show will answer them. We post a weekly thread on our Instagram story and our Twitter, which we didn't this week because we've been planning the 24-hour stream. And we have a dedicated channel on our Discord for this section. So let's see what we have this week. We do only have 2, but that's kind of our bad. So Archmaester Robinson asks, how do you feel about eating Pokemon? And I would eat Pokemon if it was the Pokemon world. I mean, we eat cows, we are animals. So if we were in the Pokemon world, why not?
Yeah, I feel the same way. I feel like there are some Pokemon. I mean, in the new gen, there is a Pokemon that looks like a cow. So I'm like, well, I'd eat him.
Yeah.
Would I eat a Pikachu? I don't know. But would I eat like a Rattadash? It's a horse. I mean, so maybe.
Yeah, I mean, why not?
I guess it depends the region you're in, which Pokemon you would eat too.
Yeah, that's true.
And also which types, because it's like a Pikachu. Not only would I not eat Pikachu because, he's cute, or it's cute, excuse me. But also if you eat it, will you get electrocuted? Do those properties carry over?
Yeah, what's the status on that?
Yeah, so I think I would only eat normal type Pokemon, but stay tuned for Tears for Peers in the 24-hour stream, and we will tell you where we would rank the Pokemon that we would eat.
Love that.
Bulbasaur would be up there for me because that's an endless salad.
Ooh,
true. I was also thinking Oddish, right?
Oh, Oddish would be a good one.
Yes,
Edgy.
Oddish on the Bulbasaur.
Oh, nice. And then Magikarp sushi to go with it.
Yes.
Magikarp. They're not good for anything anyway, so that's perfect.
Right.
Sushi all the way.
Perfect.
Then the next one is Professor Joe wants to know, do you think Nintendo would ever branch out into movies, shows like Marvel did? Or are you of the mindset that Nintendo does not really care to do this? And furthermore, do series like a Mario franchise lack enough plot to develop a movie out of? ?
That's a really good question. I hope the Nintendo cinematic universe doesn't happen, because I think only certain Nintendo franchises would work as movies. So for example, I think a Zelda movie would be great, and then I think a Metroid movie would be great. But then beyond that, I don't really think I don't really think Nintendo has space for movies, if that makes sense.
Yeah, and I think that if you made a Mario movie, you very clearly right off the bat would have people who would be really loving it, and people who would absolutely hate it. If you had a Mario movie, I believe, being the movies that I watch, that there would be no space in the middle. Like you would either you would have a lot of people that loved it, and you would have a lot of people that really were like, why did you do this? Because I'm a big Mario fan. You would just not, and you would not have a lot of the middle people, where the middle people are the people that really make franchises, right? And so, that if you wanted to build a movie universe, Steven's absolutely right. You would have to start with Zelda. Like you'd 100% have to do, because you can do so much with Zelda, and Zelda already has a story basically built out, right?
Right.
Mario, he he does the same thing. It's like you go, you save Princess Peach, right? You go, you save,
and the games are a blast.
Levels.
Like we all love Mario, right?
Of course,
but it wouldn't be a good movie.
You'd have to find a lot of meat and potatoes, and especially for Mario, I just don't think it would work like a Marvel.
Yeah, me either.
I think I think Zelda would work. I don't think Mario.
Zelda and Metroid are like the only two I can think of. Yeah.
Yeah.
So with the opening of the new Nintendo park, I think Nintendo is absolutely going to try and branch out.
Yeah.
Just depending on how that park does, which I think is going to be, it will do well, especially since you can ride around in the Mario Karts.
Well, and they did a fantastic job by the first parks in Japan, right? And so it is, I mean, that is their home base.
Widely
but
popular.
They did announce that they were going to do a second park in Orlando, right?
And a third one in Los Angeles.
And the third one in LA. And so is it going to be successful in America? I don't know.
Oh, I'm stoked. I literally have considered flying to Tokyo to do Nintendo World just because I am such a huge Nintendo fan that I would love to see it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and you got to remember too that Nintendo did a movie with Mario, the failed 80s with Bob Hoskins. It was
I forgot
awful.
about that.
I remember seeing it
so bad
in the theaters. It was terrible, but I think that they could have success. I think they'd have more success with television because you could easily do an Animal Crossing television show, animated show.
Yeah, and it'd be cute. It'd be a cute TV. Like that would be perfect PBS content.
Exactly.
Animal Crossing show. Yeah.
But it just depends on what it is. I think, they already have a high stake in Pokemon, and we had a highly successful Pokemon movie.
That was a good movie. I did like Detective Pikachu.
That was a phenomenal movie.
So I think the potential's there, but I'm leaning with both of you all. I'm very skeptical of it. I don't think it'll do well initially unless they do it right. Unless they go down the Marvel path.
Yeah. I mean, they'd have to bring in some good writers, directors, producers.
Right. I mean,
to get it off the ground.
Yeah. I mean, okay. So I guess to answer Joe's question, I think they will do it, but do I think they should do it? Probably not.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Agreed.
Yeah. To answer, I think that's a good way to put it, Steven, is like, they'll probably do it because they're on the path to do it.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like what they choose as their first movie is going to really set them up for either success or failure.
Right.
Like what, a Donkey Kong? Like what are you going to do?
Yeah, what do you do with a Donkey Kong movie? And I love Donkey Kong. We all love Donkey Kong, but you can't make him.
The game is fantastic.
Right.
But like.
Yeah.
Unless you had Diddy in it. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm actually looking at my Nintendo Switch right now, and it has the original 8 Smash characters, and I'm just like struggling to see like which ones would be good for movies, except for Metroid, Zelda, and Pokemon. Like a Yoshi movie would not be very good.
No. Ice Climbers, no.
Right. Kirby, no. Yeah. So there's just a lot that. So they'll probably do it for the cash grab, but it probably won't turn out very well.
No, I mean, will I go see it? Yeah,
of course, right. so here we are adding to their argument. Like we're gonna go.
I'm gonna let you know
that
I'm gonna either love it or I'm gonna hate it. I probably won't be the middleman.
Gotcha. Cool deal. Well, I think that about does it for today, Team Stevia. Chris, thank you so much for being on the show. We will see you all
for having me.
Oh, anytime. And we will see you all on episode 105. And Lydia, I actually reordered this so you don't have to say 2 things in a row.
I appreciate you.
Yeah, you're welcome. So be sure to follow us on all the social media platforms with the handle @The Show. And also be sure to subscribe to the podcast app on whichever podcast app you listen to. If you're on YouTube, shout out to Garland Winford. Search for The Stevia Show and subscribe with the notification button. Be sure to smash that bell icon, and this is brought to you by Raid Shadow Legends.
Make sure to check out our streams. We stream at least once a week. Stream schedules are posted on all platforms monthly and on our Instagram weekly. Anchor and Patreon producers are able to join multiplayer streams and in-game chat. And make sure to follow us on Twitch because that's where we've moved.
Yes, and we also have merchandise available through our links in our bio and our show notes. So whenever you visit us online, check out our link tree and click on merch. We do ship nationwide as well. But if you're in Tokyo and if you're listening, we will ship to you. And that would actually be awesome if we had somebody from Japan buy our merch.
That would be really
That'd
cool.
be super cool.
We would send it to them and then be like, hey, you take a picture.
Right. Next to Nintendo
we
World.
Really want to see this.
Right.
We'd also like to thank our Anchor and Patreon producers for their continued support. You can support us for as little as 99 cents a month and receive exclusive Discord roles and bonus episodes every month.
Yes, and we're actually recording one right after this that we are very excited about. So if you would like to hear it, you can, of course, just support for as little as 99 cents a month, and you can hear the three of us talk about women in video games. So I think we're all ready to go talk about that. But for now, this is Steven.
This is Chris. Sorry.
And this is Lydia.
And we will see you all later.
Bye.
Bye.